Alrighty, folks, I'm going to go ahead and blur this out until we have some additional, controls in there because I need to get rid of that person, whoever that is. All right. Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit, and I'm going to do a demo for you of 3 different tools that I want you to really kind of think through. And what I mean by that is you want to think about whether or not any of these tools will benefit you. So I've had to shut the comments down until I can, yeah, there we go. Thank you for that. Till we can get rid of this guy. I blocked him and I don't know how he's popping back up again. There we go. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to get rid of his comment if we can move him. It's just one of those days, y'all. Thank you. Your intros are so bomb. That just moved him off of my screen. Okay, now we can focus. Here's what I want to do. First, let me share with you a couple of different benefits about video marketing that you definitely want to think about, because here's the thing. There's 3 that I'll give you. Nothing but positivity. That's all we allow in this space. Exactly. Um, there's 3 things, 3 reasons why you want to think about using video. Now, first of all, let me share this with you. There is one of the 3 tools that I personally use and can vouch for. The other 2 tools I'm going to share with you, which I'll share with you first, those first, I want to give you some comparisons so that you can make a decision that is right for you in your business, because each of them I think is positive for different reasons. But here's what I want to share with you in terms of just the visibility of video in your email marketing and why it works so well. So there's a guy, a marketer named Neil Patel, that some of you may be familiar with. And this is a quote, a direct quote from him. He says, "No other marketing medium can communicate as quickly and as effectively as video. So using video in your email marketing not only makes a lot of sense, but it's going to help you to try to increase conversions, brand awareness, and help educate your customers." So we could do all of those things. But here's something that's really interesting. And I want you to test this out in your own email marketing. Just using the word video in your subject line can increase email opens. So there's been some studies that have talked about that. So think about that. If you start using more video in your emails that are communicating to people, how could that change your business if more people actually open them and engaged with them and paid attention and read through them, right? Or at least consume the video content, because your video may be speaking to whatever it is you would have written normally, or maybe it's complementing that written text. So there's 3 things. Video does a few things well. In email, it gets your point across because it can be more interesting, right? You get the voice inflection, you get the emotions of your face, you get the hand movements that can sometimes go a little awry, but you get all of this connection with people that's a deeper level than simply sending them like a text or a text formatted email. The second reason or benefit is that it saves time. So instead of writing your entire email out, you can literally voice it, like talk through it. Pick up your smartphone and just record, which is what I do every week right before these live streams. Is I record a very quick preview video on my smartphone. I don't have notes or anything. I just know this is what the topic's going to be about. And so I'll share that on my smartphone and then upload it into the tool that I use. Shantae says, "I use video for follow-up and email, and yes, I use the word in my email subject line." Yes, and I bet it gets you a lot more opens and engagement than probably without the word video. I've been testing it myself and putting the word video in mine, and I can definitely see an increase in the opens. So what I want to challenge you to do is to take a look at your open rate as it is right now. So whatever email marketing tool you're using, it should have some metrics or some way for you to be able to go into the dashboard and check and see what the percentage is. What's the percent of people that are actually opening? If you have a list of 100 people and 25 people are opening and engaging with your email, then that means you have 1/4, right? 25%. So I want you to look at the numbers. And then I want you to test it next week and create an email with a video in it. And I challenge you to take a look and see, did that increase the rate at all? by putting the word video in the subject line and actually including some video content. All right. The third thing is that it builds trust because people tend to respond a little bit more positively when there's email that has something that's interactive and entertaining. And your video is going to be entertaining. And it may be educational. And it may be empowering. It may be any of those things depending on the content that you talk about. But let's dive in because we only have a few minutes and I want to make sure I go through all 3 demos with you. So there's 3 tools that I want to share with you. And I'm going to switch over here in just a second. Thank you, Marie. I hope that is a good tip. I want you to try it and then you got to come back and let me know. How did it work out next week? I want to know what your numbers did. Okay. So we're going to switch over to our demo screen and that will be right now. We're switching over. And in this screen, I want to show you 3 different tools. So the first tool that we're going to walk through, and I'll keep trying to check to make sure edutaining, I like that word, Michelle, edutating, educating and entertaining. Hi, Victoria. All right. So we're diving into the screens, and the first one I want to show you, and I apologize, I'm going to go ahead and say this one more time. I have seen the doctor, and I've got to have some testing done apparently around potential for asthma or some type of bronchial thing. So I have to apologize for that. But meanwhile, BombBomb, Hippo Video, and Dubb are the 3 that we're going to be taking a look at. So BombBomb is the first one, and I'll share with you that with this one, I just did a trial. So I'm doing a trial run. I have 14 days left in the trial, as you can see. So when you start it, you're going to get 14 days. Many, many, many moons ago, I actually tried BombBomb, and I didn't stick with it because at the time, I really did not see the value of using video in email. And I don't know that it was I don't think it was as well developed as it is today. So when you go to your dashboard, now because this is a testing dashboard, you're only going to see very minimal information here, but I want to show you what the back end looks like for each of these 3 tools. So this BombBomb tool, if it will pop up, it's going to pop up and it will show you a page that has some metrics, and they're bare minimum metrics because we have one video in here. But what I want you to see is that they do have, as soon as you sign in, this is what you're going to see. So it's going to give you the capability of being able to send a video email. You can add your contacts. So you can literally upload, like if you have an email list or a list of specific people that you want to email to using video, you can upload that in here. So it gives you that option. Now, here's where I think that this particular tool really shines and why I like it. When I looked into this previously, I don't know that it had all of the options that it does now, but there's something in their onboarding that is really kind of cool. When you click down here, explore your pre-written scripts and emails. Excuse me. Some of you have taken advantage of the pre-written scripts that I've written for live video. This, I think, is similar, but I really love how they do this inside of BombBomb. So when you first sign up, you have the ability to be able to go in to look at these scripts, right? So let's say you're starting from scratch, which many of us are. And yes, I'm going to get to the cost for sure. When you're looking at this and you haven't created any video at all, when you first get an email marketing app like this, your first step is going to be, well, what the heck am I supposed to say? And so you're kind of thinking through, well, I'm not sure what videos I even want to send to people. I love how in their onboarding, they've created this challenge. It's a getting started challenge. And what they do is they give you tips on creating your first 5 videos. And I really love this because from inside of the tool, when you click do it now, it gives you the option of being able to record from your webcam and your microphone and just go ahead and get it done. So it takes away any excuses that you don't have what you need, that you're not ready, that you don't have a script. It's all in here. They even give you an example. So this is a plus. This is a thumbs up for me for BombBomb. So creating a connection, educating your clients on your service or product. Excuse me. There's some other things that are in here as well, but here's what I want to show you. I'll show you this. Two things that I'll show you so that you can actually kind of see this in the demo. But then I'm going to walk you through the pros and cons of each of these tools. So I won't spend too much time on screen, especially since it's taking so long to pull up. But when you're in here, you're going to basically create a new video. And as I said, this is a test run for me. So I just uploaded actually a request testimonial video that I already had in my library, right? It was already done. When you create or upload your video, and here's a tip for you with any of these, I would tell you, and I agree with you, less excuses is always good, Marie. With any of these, here's what I would encourage you to do. I don't know that I would tell you to use their built-in software for recording on your webcam. Personally, I would use whatever you're comfortable and used to using, and then just upload your video into their software. And so that's really what I did with this. I recorded, I think, in Zoom, and then I just used this their platform to upload it, right? So I just did new video, and then told them I wanted to upload my video instead of using their record function, which you see up here. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you in here, see, so here's where their platform is, where they allow you to upload a certain size, so 2 gigabytes for them. Here's what I wanted to show you in here that I think is another plus for BombBomb. I'm going to give you my cons too on this, but there are a couple of things that I really, really liked. So the first thing is what I already shared, which is I like that they had that onboarding challenge. The second thing I like is how clean and pristine their platform looks. It's very easy to use. It's easy to navigate. You can see exactly where you need to go for everything. So super clean. Even when you get more videos in here, it still looks like it would be a pretty easy setup to preview. Now, here's what I really thought was cool. Another item I thought was cool is that they have these templates that you can use. So let me see if I can pull this up somehow. I'm going to do an edit. But they have these really neat templates that are already pre-designed. Again, this is the specific thing about BombBomb that you need to know. It's all about email. So when I say that, you'll see the difference when I show you the other two. Man, I'm just really having a moment. Let me get a cough drop. You'll see that in here, they have different types of templates that are available, and they're very nice and professional looking, almost too pristine, if you will, but it depends on the business that you're in. So like if you're in a doctor's office or you're in a profession where it's important to the people that work with you to really see you looking ultra professional, then I think that the way that they have these templates is really kind of cool. So here's what this looks like. So if I change the template, notice this. There are all these different templates that you can use to create your video email. So you literally can just choose one of their templates, plug in your video, and let's say that you've uploaded a library of videos or you did their challenge and you finished all 5 of your videos. Now you have stuff that you can actually incorporate in here. All you're doing is updating the text. This is going to automatically populate with your signature and with the information that you've already entered into your account. You just add an image or add a video right here. And look, over here on this side, it gives you the option of recording, or you can upload, or you just choose from the library. So very neat, easy to navigate. These are the things that I really like about BombBomb. And then when you send, it will track. So remember I showed you at the very beginning how it has the metrics page. We like clean, pristine presentation. Yes, we do. Yes, Natalie. Local Colorado Springs company. I did not know that. Well, I love how they look, and it's just super clean. And I think that this could be a really great option for you if you're looking at video email marketing. Now, on the con side of things, what I will say is that it is all about email. So really, Other than the email feature itself, they do have forms. So I won't spend a lot of time going through the dashboard, but you may have noticed that there was an option for forms. Actually, I need to show you that because I want you to see that in case this might be beneficial for you. So let me switch back over. Okay. So when you click out of here, if you're not in this particular option, at the top, there's a forms section. I'm just going to leave that. There's also automations, but every single one of the ones I'm talking about tonight has automation capability, meaning that you can set up kind of like an email campaign, right? All right, so forms. You can create a form, and I just played around with one, so I really didn't do a whole heck of a lot with it, but the idea here is just like with any other form where you have people sign up and give information, right? You can create kind of a miniature, I don't want to call this one a landing page because I don't see it that way, but maybe that's how they're promoting it. But it is a form that you can create and it has various themes and it's pulling up really super slow. But down here you can change the themes for different colors. It is a limited way of showcasing a theme, but let me show you what this URL looks like so you can kind of see what the form actually looks like. So the form that I created, here's where it is. And then the next thing I want to show you is Hippo Video because I know we're running up on time. But so here's my really kind of makeshift form. And I probably would need to do a little bit more work to make it pretty and move this over and all that other stuff. But what they're basically offering you is the ability to be able to change colors, to change what labels you have in here, what kind of information you're collecting from people. And basically this information goes into your database inside of BombBomb. So the other thing I'll share with you about BombBomb that I do like is that it has I'm going to use the word plethora. It has a plethora, an entire library of integrations. So there's lots and lots of different apps that it integrates with, including Animoto Video, which I'm a fan of. So meaning that you could literally go to Animoto, create this professional, really, ritzy video that has music and everything, and then you can pull that into your BombBomb account and have that be one of your videos that sends out. So kudos to BombBomb for the professionalism. I do like how it's set up. What I don't like is that it's solely for email marketing. That could be a plus for you, but for me, I needed to have other options for video email inside of one tool if I'm going to pay for it. And I will tell you on pricing, because I think Victoria asked about that. This one, it can get pretty pricey. But on average, what I saw is that they had prices that started, and I'm going to give them by monthly since I can compare the rest of them by monthly payments. It's about $49 a month or $69 a month. And then it jumps up to like $1,200 or something really crazy. So where you're probably going to play in the space of is the $49 to $69 a month if you're doing BombBomb. So it is one of the more pricier ones of the three that I'm going to talk about. Let me dive into the second one. So I'm going to show you Hippo Video real quick. And when I say real quick on this one, I mean real quick because this is not going to be one that I really recommend. I like Hippo Video because it is simple, but that's also kind of the downfall for me. The features are not easily found. You can notice that I think they're trying to keep the dashboard very simple up here. Even the templates that they've created they're decent, but they feel a little outdated to me. So I'm going to show you a template that they created here where you can personalize the email that is going to the person that you're sending it to. So you can say, hey, Fred, or if you're sending it to a group of people, it's still going to individualize and personalize each of those emails, which, by the way, you can do in BombBomb and in the third one too. But when you look at their templates and some of the dashboard itself, to me, it feels a little dated. And the pricing on this one is around $49 a month as well, if you're using the best features. If you use their really, really like low starter level, you're not getting all the features. But if you go to their higher level and get all the features to compare it to BombBomb and to the third one I'm going to show, you're going to spend about $49 a month. So see what I mean when I say I mean, it feels a little kind of dated to me. I think that the effort is there to pull something together that's a good product. And I did try it for a while. I'll tell you the thing that I did like is that it had a really smooth integration with Gmail since I use Gmail quite often. It had a really smooth integration with Gmail because there's a Chrome extension that works with that. And I don't know that I really saw that in BombBomb, but again, this one is a little bit. It. I think that you could do better for 49 a month. Let me say that. If they update some of their templates and maybe just the interface itself, I would probably have a higher recommendation for this one. But it's called Hippo Video. Here's the last one I'm going to share with you. And I'm taking questions. I'm looking for your questions too. So nice, it has its own pixels built in. I'm not sure if I know. You'll have to let me know, Victoria, to clarify that question. I'll come back to it. Okay, so this is the one that I actually use. It's called Dubb. And I'll go ahead and give you a preview and tell you that I'm going to, on the 27th of this month, I'll be delivering a webinar, a full webinar on Dubb. And I will tell you why I'm doing it in a second. Now, why do I love Dubb? I love Dubb for a couple of different reasons. But the main reason is I love the landing pages, the many landing pages that I get to create. So even when if you watch the preview that I did for this particular presentation tonight, I use Dubb to promote that. I do it. It's part of my process for marketing my live streams. And so let me show you what this can look like in terms of the little landing page that they have. When you go into Dubb, you get to create a branded theme, right? So you can say, hey, I want my logo here. I want these call to action buttons over here. I want, whatever it is you want, however you want to set this up. So this was one that I think I did around New Year's Eve, right? So I had this New Year's Eve pinkish looking background. And then I had my video that was popped in here. And then I had a few, some language. I have my contact information and I have the sign up button. And so whenever you are coming to watch the preview of what I'm going to talk about for my live streams, I give people an opportunity to ask questions in advance so I can kind of prepare for that when we're on the live. I'm going to start really promoting that more in some of my communications, but you really get to brand this the way that you like. So I will say that, and let me see, Marie's asking a question. I wonder how these will integrate with my current email system where my list is stored. Depends on the system that you're using, but here's the thing. Let me show you this. Oh, I love this too. See how that popped up? So you can have an exit modal shot pop up, right? Meaning when people get ready to exit your page, you've got the reminder of what they need to do, the call to action. So to me, this was the biggest draw of all of the apps is the call to action. Now, I'm going to come back to Marie's question in a second. But one of the things I want you to know about the cons to Dubb, I think that they could work a little bit more on organizing how you navigate through this tool. Because when you first sign up, there's a couple of different ways that you get into everything. So over here it says dashboard. And then you go into marketing and there's calls to action, which by the way, you can create like thousands of, it seems. I don't know if that's accurate, but you can create a whole bunch of different call to action buttons. So see all of my different ones, and they're for different reasons because I've experimented a lot and created a discovery call one and all kinds of other things. But you can create call to actions. Here, and this is where I was going with your question, Marie, you can actually upload or integrate email lists. I don't use that this way. I don't use it that way. I'll show you how I use it in a second. But you could have a focused group of people that you decide you want to upload in here. And what I do instead is if there's single people, individual people that I want to connect with, I'll upload it in here. And I'll go into more detail when I do the webinar on the 27th. It's a free webinar. So make sure you go and sign up for that. I'll make sure I give you the link before we leave. I think it's getnoticed.link /dubb-webinar. Let me make sure I correct that in a second. But that is something that you have an option to do. For me, I use it differently. I use it by basically going into the email marketing service. So if you use MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, any of those other places, it will give you um, an embed code. And that's what I do. So I use the embed code from, see how when I click on the three dots there, it gives me different options. Well, if I went further into this, which again, I know we won't have time to do, but when I do the webinar, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. You take the embed code from that video and paste that into your email. So as long as your email marketing service allows you to use HTML code in creating the email content, you'll have the capability of incorporating this video. And the really, really, really cool thing about that is it gives you this like animated GIF. So it looks like it's an animated photo of you talking in your video, right? The only way it won't do that is if you do like I did with this one from today and have a still photo be the thumbnail. But if you don't create a thumbnail, it's going to create one for you from your video, which is really awesome. Okay, so here's what I don't like. Like I said, you go over here and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Well, if I click on my picture over here, there's a whole different, let me see if they've done that. There's a whole different set of rules or links that you can get into. Now, recently they updated the dashboard, the administrator area. So I may be wrong and maybe they've changed and fixed this. No, they haven't fixed it. So there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Notice that these are different options, right? But you have to know that there are different options. You have to know that, wait, there's two different ways that I have to access certain things that I want. So that's the one thing I would say. I think there needs to be a little bit more of an easier way to navigate in Dubb. But frankly, that's not enough to deter me from using it because I love, love, love the ability to create those little miniature landing pages and to do whatever I want with them. The only other thing, yes, Shantae, I love that too. Okay, awesome, Marie, that will work. So the only other thing I'll share with you, because again, we're running out of time. See, this is why you need to come to the webinar. The only other thing I would share with you in here is that in addition to your video blogs, there's a couple of things I'm going to share with you. I'll say this instead of just trying to show it. The one thing that I would tell you that I really, really, and I'm going to run through quickly the pros and cons of each of these, that I really love about Dubb is that the guys that manage this, so Darius Santos, you may have seen him. I interviewed him a few months ago inside of our page here. And I can provide the link for that if you want to see that. But they are awesome. They're good at keeping up with trends. They have their own blog. They send out downloadable guides and all kinds of tools and things to keep you current when it comes to video and email. That is their specialty. They've embraced it. And because they're staying current with the trends, they're going to constantly be updating Dubb. That is something I did not see with the other two tools. They look like somebody had created them. They loved the platform and they left it where it was. I don't know for a fact that that's the case, but I can tell you that this particular tool, Dubb, seems to have a lot more activity. And it's important for us as marketers that we're staying on top of things that change. So I do love that about Dubb. So let me run through some of the pros and cons, and then I'm going to look and see if there's any questions that I need to take because I'm definitely over my time. But hey, it messed with me a little bit that we had our little troll that started at the beginning of this. I'm going to be cutting him out of my video. All right, so let's see. Pros for BombBomb. Super clean interface, beautiful visually and easy to navigate. You could see that. Even the emails really look clean and pristine, as we said, Victoria. I love that. I love the 5 videos that you can use to record and onboarding. That was awesome. That's going to help you to remove those excuses so you get the videos done and you have content that you can share out. I love the forms as an option for email integration. I like that idea. I don't know if I love it. I like that idea. I think I kind of would still use my own forms in my email marketing service. They have some tracking features that are simple and easy to use. They do allow you to automate some campaigns. So to create a campaign of auto responders, just like you do in your email service today, but that have video incorporated into them. I like that that is available through BombBomb. They also have a training academy so that you will have more than just the challenge for onboarding. You'll be able to learn how to use it. The cons were the pricing, because I think that if you're going to pay $69, which it looked like is the plus and where they recommend, $69 a month is a little out of zone with the other two. Dubb is $40 a month. And if you use my special code, if you go to tanya.click/dubb, tanya.click/dubb, and use the promo code Tanya with a capital T, because I use that, I do promote it with my affiliate link. If you use that, it'll take it down from the $40 even. So you're paying less, but you're getting a lot more robust features, and they're current and modern. So that was a con for me when it came to BombBomb, is the pricing, the no landing page features. I love the landing page. I would not live without it now that I've been using it so much. It's pretty, but as far as functionality, I think I need a little bit more if I'm paying $69 a month. That's just me. They did not have CTAs that were clear and readily available, although I think you could probably type them in manually into the emails in the templates that I showed you. Hippo Video. Hippo Video pros is that they do have pre-made templates. They do have some integration with Gmail and other apps. They do have landing pages, but they were really, really, again, dated, which is what I kind of showed you. You do have, this is one thing that the others do not have. You can clone your emails. You can clone your templates inside of Hippo and personalize them. So if you create one that you really love, you can go in and clone it and use it for something else. And then they do have attentive customer service. So when I had questions, if I had any problems, they were attentive. The cons were, if you're going to pay $49 a month, if you're paying what you would pay with the other ones, it's not as visually appealing to my taste. And the navigation was not super easy or clean. The last one I'll share is Dubb. The pros are the mini landing pages with the call to action buttons. That's critical. They stay on top of trends. Their customer support is excellent. Darius is wonderful. The rest of the guys there, the team there, they are very responsive. I love that they also have a lot of email integration, so integrating with other types of systems and easy ways of being able to plug in your HTML embed code into other services so you can use the GIF, the animated GIFs. I love that they also have an emoji feature, and there's tons of resources you can use to help. The cons for Dubb were that it's a little clunky and there's a lot of different ways to navigate, but it's improving. So I'm going to keep giving them some feedback, and hopefully that will continue to change. They just made an update within the past, I'd say, month or so. All right. So, phew, I ran through that. So let me give you the two links, and then I'm going to check and see what questions are out there. We have a webinar coming up about Dubb at getnoticed.link/webinar-dubb. I will put that in the description for this live stream. getnoticed.link. And here's an easier way to go to it. If you go to getnoticedwithvideo.com/events, that's my calendar, and you'll see it in there on the 27th. It's a free webinar. So we're going to spend an hour really walking through Dubb. And if you've got your trial at that time, I'll take you through what exactly you need to do to set things up. Okay. And the second thing I was going to share with you, the link I was going to share with you is reminders. From this point on, if you need to get a text reminder when we're going live, just go to getnoticed.link/reminders. I'm still working on testing some things, so I know it hasn't gone out for the last 2 live streams we've had, but we're still working through that with LiveLeap right now to make sure that that is taking place. Okay, I'm double checking and making sure that I'm not missing your questions. And let's see, what comments do we have? Love Dubb. I know. They will train you. Yes, they will, Michelle. They will train you on how to use it. Now, here's what they will do in terms of Dubb. They'll train you, but they'll give you real high level and tactical ways of using Dubb. So if you need the strategic part of it, such as how I've set my process up, let's set up a strategy session and I can show you how to do that part. I'll touch on some of that in the call that we do, in the webinar we do. Is your backdrop part of Dubb? No, not this backdrop, but in the emails, if you're asking that, where I had like the champagne bottle for New Year's Eve, and there's other ones that I've created, that is a theme that I've uploaded into Dubb. And they actually, you have stock photos that you can actually use, which I'll show you in the webinar. So there's a lot of ways to brand your Dubb background, which is really cool. Video testimonials, yes, I use it very much so for video testimonials. So what I do is create a video or request for video testimonials, and then I have a little button where people can click on that button and reply with a video testimonial, which is awesome for collecting testimonials. So many different ways you can use any of these tools. I just highly encourage you to check them all out. I apologize that we went over time, but I appreciate your questions and your patience. All right, so I hope you'll join me on the 27th. I'll make sure I put all of our links in here, and you can definitely go to my calendar. If you go to getnoticedwithvideo.com, you'll be able to see our events calendar there. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, whatever platform you're on. I just so appreciate you, and I am looking forward to staying in touch. We'll be back on next week for our regular live stream at 5:30 p.m. Central Time for Visibility with Video on Thursday. And I hope that you'll continue to stay connected in order to, awesome, I'm glad you signed up, in order to get tips to help you to be noticed with video. Do the video testimonials have the same clean presentation? They are just your video. So however the person on the other side has recorded, whatever their background is. And I can answer more of these questions in the Dubb webinar, but that's an excellent question. No, they don't automatically have a themed background because it's really about that person giving you their testimony. Now, you can take their testimonial video and upload it into a Dubb video yourself since you have an account, right? So you can upload any type of video in there. But we'll do more details when we do the webinar. So bring your questions like that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have an amazing rest of the evening and a great weekend, and I will see you next week. All right.